right, welcome back to another episode with the Art of Football 365. This is episode 49. And as you can see, today we got two other people in here. Jack Heimer up in our top left screen, and we got Cam Bardell down on the bottom right. Today we're going to be talking about the JUCO route. Those are two guys that have been involved with the JUCO route the last 2 years, playing at Highland Community College, playing baseball there. And I was their teammate for one season, although it got cut short due to COVID. But we got some things to talk about with the JUCO way. But before that, Gronk spike the subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, and check out our three sponsors: Driftless Quality Wear, Bacher Auto Group, and 312 Beef and Sausage. So, all right, let's get this thing rolling, Gannon.
Yeah, so all three of you guys have played junior college baseball, and I have not. So I'm just going to pose some open-ended questions. We're going to let you guys go around and just discuss what it means to play junior college baseball. So a lot of people, when they commit to a junior college or kind of get done playing at JUCO, do like hashtag JUCO Route or JUCO Bandit. I just kind of want to get your guys' quick definition or more in depth, however you want to talk about it. What's that mean to you personally? And then just being around that culture for 2 years.
Whoever wants to go, take it right off the bat.
Go ahead, Jack.
Well, the pressure's put on me, but I suppose I'll roll with it. That little hashtag JUCO Route. Let's start with that, because I think JUCO Route and JUCO Bandit are two different things. So the JUCO Route is just something, to me at least, is coming out of high school. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't know if I wanted to go to school. I didn't know if I wanted to play baseball. But then I was lucky enough to get, the opportunity from Coach Fegan over at Highland. Shout out to him. He's a great impact on my baseball playing career. He gave me a chance to be on a team, and going into it, I didn't really know anything about it. But first day, you just meet guys from all walks of life. So guys who played the game for 3 years already, and guys like me who are just coming out of high school who didn't really know what to do and just wanted to keep playing the game. And JUCO Route comes in with a lot of ups and downs. Like, I met a ton of guys in the fall of my freshman season that didn't make it to the spring, and those guys made a huge impact on me in the 16 weeks I knew them. Mm-hmm. But being a JUCO Bandit is, to me, is something that, like, it sticks with you. Like, those 2 years of my playing, like, showed me how much work and how much dedication it takes to play the game at that level, and then even more work to play at the level after that. So, being a JUCO Bandit is a pretty big, and it was a cool opportunity, like I said, meeting guys from all walks of life. So those are what those two things mean to me.
Yeah, going off of what Jack says, I think they both have different meanings. JUCO Bandit to me is just different. Like, we play with a chip on our shoulder, we just got something different to us. We're working every day in and out, and you just really you never know what you're going to see. Like the JUCO route, we had a kid on our team this year that was pretty much older than our coach, like our assistant coach. You never know what you're going to play against, have on your team. Everyone comes from different backgrounds. We had kids coming from Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Utah, places like that. And it's insane. It's a short 2 years, but it's a great 2 years. And I'm very thankful that I went the JUCO route. It's something different. And I think that as coaches looking at JUCO kids, like, if they want to go on to the next level, I think a lot of coaches like the JUCO kids because we play with a chip on our shoulder. We have a different grit to us. I don't know. It's just different.
Personally for me, like, being a part of Highland, like, shout out to Coach Fegan again. He took a chance on all three of us in here. But to me, like Cam said, like, you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know what you're going to see, in a sense, because some of these players that are coming to play JUCO, like Jack even said, you don't really necessarily know what you want to do with college yet. You don't have a future plan in the works yet, and it works itself out eventually. But the best part about that is you get to make the decision based on continuing the game that you love. And the JUCO route, that JUCO Bandit lifestyle is different. And if you don't play it, or you're never going to be a part of it, which is even more special. Right. But ultimately, I think the JUCO Bandit meaning to me really is, like, it's a way of life in a sense, because like Jack said, you're not going to ever forget that. You meet players from Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, coming all the way from New York to play in Illinois, Florida coming up. But to me, it's crazy to think just because, I mean, people have different circumstances with grades. People have circumstances back at home that they need to find a different place to play. And you're meeting players that have Division I talent or have strong NAIA talent with full ride scholarship. You're meeting players that could play like at the next level, which is crazy to me.
I have
And
not.
then-
Yeah, go ahead.
I like the whole JUCO thing, like along with just like the people you see, like it's different in terms of what you experience. Like we don't have the nice facilities and the money to all the money in the world to fund the program. Like we go on our trips and we get $10 per meal, like that type of stuff. Like 10's a good amount.
Ten's a good day.
We were talking
10's when we win.
Yeah.
The
If
fast
we lose, we
food
go to
lifestyle.
McDonald's. If we lose, we go to McDonald's. But like even there's so many things that even in my freshman year, like there was one trip we went on where we couldn't even find a hotel. We were just driving. Like we didn't have a setup. We just go with the flow. Like we take what's handed to us and we just work with it. That's what we do. And that's why I think back to the old chip on our shoulder. We don't have the facilities, like our coach, he works another job. It's hard for him to get out and help us sometimes. Like you just got to put the work in for yourself sometimes, you know?
Well, it is a go with the flow lifestyle, really what it comes down to, because like you have to, I think what JUCO creates is independence in a sense, because I think you have to be able to structure your life by yourself at that point, because you got to be able to come scheduled to practice, come on time, be there, do the right things, and then like Cam said, you're going to a hotel, you don't even know which hotel you're staying at. You got to be able to just go with the flow, which is crazy to me, but it's fun. It's the memories you make are insane.
I'm gonna stem off what Bryce said a little bit ago, is when he said we're playing with guys from everywhere, guys who have D1 talent, and then we got guys from anywhere again who shouldn't even be on a college roster.
Yeah.
And that's when that feeds into what we're talking about now. When that comes to adaptability, it probably butchered that word, but like you got to be able to be adaptive to whatever's going on, right? So we have those, like Bryce said, we have those structured practices. We get an hour and a half, 2 hours a day with our coaches, but like we said, our coaches are working other jobs and got families. Our coaches are trying to make ends meet on their part, so we got to try to make ends meet on our part. So we're going from we got to get in the weight room by ourselves because we don't have a set time to get into the weight room. Then we go to our structured practice for an hour and a half, 2 hours a day. And then hitters got to go hit, pitchers got to go get their work in to make sure that we can play the next day. You know, you got to be on top of your own game to be on top of the team's game.
100%.
And like another thing, I don't know how many times more in my freshman year because I was a two-way, but I don't know how many times we went late night hitting in our facility by ourselves. We would just take a group, text in the group chat, and go hit up the facility for a little bit and just grind by ourselves. And that's truly what JUCO is. It is a grind. You're just trying to make it to the next level. And
like I don't know. Like what you were saying right there, I feel like with NAIA, I mean, Gannon plays NAIA, Division I, Division II, Division III, all them levels. I feel like they have everything structured, which it's supposed to be. I get it. It's supposed to be all structured. Everything's structured throughout the day. You got practice, you got meetings and all that stuff. But for JUCO, I feel like once you get done with your structured thing, I feel like your team bonding is like extra grind work. Like you rarely have the time to sit back and just kind of kick it. I mean, for Jack and Cam and I mean, we were lucky enough that this is like our hometown. Freeport, Illinois is our hometown. So we had different circumstances than these guys like from Florida or out of the country. But whereas with Gannon, I mean, he's doing all of his structure stuff all day, but then he's got time to go and kick it with the boys later. You know what I'm saying? And then like I feel like obviously we still have that time, but it's more so with the team bonding aspect. I think that comes with us like going to the cages late at night. Like that's our hangout time because our extra work is still part of our practice. We just don't have the coaches there to do it. So I think it's a little different in that sense as well. But
yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that stuck out to me so far was Cam said a chip on his shoulder is going to stick with them, and you guys were talking about, you know, the short 2-year time frame, but how much is going to impacted you guys is going to keep impacting your lives. You know, Jack's going to Iowa to go to school. Cam's going to Columbia College to play baseball. And then Bryce has already been a year out and has used it as something. We'll kind of just touch on it, you three, all different scenarios with your lives coming up. Just kind of talk about how you're going to use that moving forward on and off the field, pretty much.
I'll let Jack and Cam go first because I'm a year retired.
Do you want me to go first, Jack? I can go.
Go ahead.
Yeah, as Gannon said, I'm going to play at a NAIA school in Columbia, Missouri, which is about 30 minutes from him. But it's just another opportunity. You're only young once, and I feel like people today don't take advantage enough. And if you have the ability to play at the next level, I think you should take advantage of that, because once you're 30 years old, I mean, you got men's softball or whatever you want to do for slight fun or whatever, like a little competitiveness, but I got that competitive nature in me. Right. I got that competitive nature in me, and I'm gonna ride it out until I can't anymore. Like, and plus you get discounted school and you get to play baseball. Well, I mean, you can't ask for much more. I don't know. It's a blessing to be able to play at the next level, and I'm just excited to see where it takes me.
See, I'm going a little different route. I'm going to University of Iowa next year to just go to school. And so what I'll say to anybody who's watching who's younger than us, who gets to play high school baseball, junior college baseball, or even college baseball at a 4-year, just keep playing the game, man. Like last year, COVID made a huge impact on me and kind of made my decision lean a little way towards, I think I'm going to be done playing the game. So I made that decision before I even stepped on the baseball field this year. And I tell you from the bottom of my heart that I regret it. Granted, maybe ran into a little bit of injury this year. Don't know if I could have kept playing the game, but I'm sure if I put my whole heart and mind into it in the off season, I'm sure I could have kept going. But like Gannon said, I'm going to take JUCO for what it was to me, man. Like I've always been big on take what you got. And like one thing that JUCO showed me is like, you only get like we said, I've met guys for 16 weeks, 6 weeks for some guys. Like, take everything with a grain of salt. Take your experiences from JUCO and just take them with you. One thing that really showed me who I want to be and what I want to be as a person was like this one individual on my team who couldn't even speak English. I met him for 16 weeks. He was a 26-year-old playing college baseball, and what he could say in English is what he told me. He's like, man, I love the game. He didn't want to give it up. So just be resilient with everything you got. Like, come back. He's had injuries. He worked through them all season. He showed me that if you want to keep playing the game, you will. And just take that outside of baseball. If you want to do something, go do it. There isn't much that can stop you in reality. You may think there's a lot that can stop you, but there really isn't. If you set your mind to something, I promise you can do it. And that's what's going to stick with me. Anything I ever want to do, I know I'm going to be able to do it.
Real talk from Jack Heimer right there. Real talk. That's it right there. I don't even know if I got anything to say after that, but
I got another thing real quick. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but even like looking back at high school, like I played golf and baseball in high school, and I'm 20 years old, and I still got regrets right now, like not playing football and wrestling in high school, because I love to do it. And I kind of flirted with it. Like, I didn't know if I wanted to do it or what I was going to do, but looking back, I should have definitely took advantage. I don't know if I probably wouldn't have played at the next level, but you're only in high school once, you're only in college for so many years. Take advantage, do something that you love. Like, I don't know how to express it even more. Like, and the stuff you learn through baseball and other extracurricular activities, it's going to carry on later in life. It teaches you a lot of life lessons that you may not realize right now, but it's going to help you down the road.
I agree 100%. And honestly, I know you guys have mentioned these two words a lot. No regrets. And to me, honestly, I used to kind of live by that. But now, to me, instead of having no regrets, I kind of just flipped that and changed it to like live in the moment. So for people that are in high school right now that are listening, Don't look at it like you're going to have regrets. Go into it and just live in the moment. Like, make your decisions based on where you're at in the moment. If you're a high schooler right now and you're a senior and you got no idea what you want to do in college, or if you even want to go to college but you still want to play a sport, if you one out of those three things is positive and it's telling you to go do it. Don't question yourself. Just go ahead and do it, because you're not going to be able to go back and do it again, which is where the regrets part comes in. Because you will have regrets. Everyone's going to have at least one regret at some point in their life that they wish they could go back and change. But at the end of the day, you can change that by just simply living in the moment. But for me personally, before Jack, I know Jack wants to talk. I kind of saw you were starting to utter a word right there, but I wanted to answer what Gannon said. If there's one thing that I miss after being out of baseball for a year, it's, in all reality, I'm a big guy that lives off of adrenaline. I need adrenaline to kind of like just stay energetic, stay focused, and that's what sports were for me outside of just baseball, football, and basketball. You live for the moment of just having a hyped up crowd, having the energy of other people there cheering you on. That's adrenaline, because in the back of your mind, you're like, wow, these people came to watch us play. They came to watch us beat another team. They came to see our journey. And that's what I think is special about our experience with Highland is you don't get many fans that come out there because it's a junior college. You don't get a stacked crowd there. But those people that are there watching you play, they want to be a part of your journey. So you get parents out there, you get a couple friends maybe here and there, girlfriend coming out to watch you play. They want to be a part of your special journey. Like, they're a part of those memories that you'll have forever, which is pretty awesome to me. And that's the one thing that's always stuck with me, and that's why I don't have a regret of not going back to play baseball. I made that decision solely off the fact that what Jack said, COVID took the wind out of my sail. I had no room, no motivation to go back and even lock in again. And then I found this podcast. But for me, if the motivation's not there and you don't want to do it, just don't do it. But if the motivation is there, freaking do it. Just do it, because you won't regret it. And if you don't like it, you quit the next day. There's no shame in saying, "Oh, I don't like this. I don't want to do it." There's no shame, especially at the college level. If you quit in high school, then it's a different story.
There's no shame in trying.
Yeah, there's no shame in going out for the first week and making a decision based on that after, especially in college, because it's a whole different route.
All right, so looking back on the 2 years you guys all played in junior college, give me your best memory or best game, whatever your favorite thing, like one specific example. I want to hear it right now.
All right, I'm going first or else Cam's going to take mine. So we were playing Sauk Valley right at the tail end of a doubleheader. Somebody I know started that game. He actually pitched the gem, but we just couldn't figure it out. You know, our defense was struggling, and then it was the top of the seventh inning. This kid that I had just met that year, he's a complete stud, best player I've ever played with. I say that from the bottom of my heart. I played with a lot of good guys, but this kid's just got something different. You know, like, no offense to anybody I've ever played with before, so don't take it in the wrong way, because I've played with a lot of great baseball players, but this kid's got something different.
When you know, you know.
Shout out J Rowe.
Josh Williams, if
remember
you
that
ever
name.
listen to this, yeah, remember that name. He's a stud. So we were down by 3 going into the top of the 7th inning. We scored 2 runs. We walked, and then the guy walked the bases loaded. So we're down by 1 with no outs in the top of our lineup up. You think, oh, we got it. Like, I'm not even worried about it. Next thing you know, this pitcher from Sauk Valley strikes our 1 and 2 hitters out on 6 pitches. Just boom, shuts them down. Josh comes up, 2 outs, bases loaded, top 7. It's getting dark outside. Games, we know, like, time's running out against a team that we 10-run ruled the game before.
Yeah.
So we're down by 1. Swing and miss first pitch. We're like, all right, like, I trust this guy. With all my heart. Second pitch, high fastball, check swing, already down 0-2 like that. 8 strikes in a row. This pitcher's just dealing. Ball 1 outside. We're like, you're still down 1-2. There's not much hope after 1 single ball. Then fastball right down the gut, top 7, down by 1, 2 outs, down to our last strike. Kid smacks a grand slam. Chills go through everybody on our body. Everybody's kind of starstruck, like, holy crap. Put the best swing on a baseball I've ever seen. Like, it was just
seen it on TikTok.
Yeah, it was just one of those moments that, like, that's gonna stick with you forever. Like
that moment's implemented in your mind.
Yeah,
100%.
like, and getting to see that live, like, that was the best baseball moment I've ever been a part of, without a doubt.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, for me, as a team, besides that one, I mean, that was like, we hit like 4 walk-offs in like a 2-week span, something like that. And that was a go-ahead home run. But just seeing all the walk-offs, it was nuts, because we hadn't hit any all year, and this is like 3/4 of our season is done at this point, and we were just hot, and everyone was coming up to bat, bats were hot, and we just were making plays. It was insane to watch. As like a personal best moment, I would honestly have to say probably my freshman year, though. I wasn't really a pitcher in high school, which I didn't really pitch at all in high school. And my first outing in college, I came out against a pretty, I don't remember, I'm pretty sure they were a pretty good team. And I think I faced like 11 batters, which would be 3 2/3 innings. And I think I struck out like 7 out of the 11 batters. And that would probably be the highlight of my JUCO career so far. Or so far, it's over with now. But yeah, that was pretty dope to see. It was my first collegiate pitching outing, and really pitching outing in general. So
I'd say
yeah.
I'd say for me personally, I got 2 moments that'll always probably stick with me. So I graduate high school and I commit to Highland, and spring season rolls around. I had a decent fall. I just, in the back of my mind, it was kind of like, am I good enough to play college baseball? I always knew that you kind of get knocked on. I went to a 1A school. You kind of get knocked on for the competition that you're going up against all year. But I knew in the back of my mind that I had played travel ball my whole life, and I knew I had what it took to play at the college level. But that thought lingered with me until the spring season rolled around, and we're at our first game. It's down in Illinois. It's like a 6-hour drive. First weekend game. It's still a little cold out. I'm still don't know the players fully yet. But my first AB, I walk up to the plate. A little nervous, take a deep breath and lock in. And first pitch I see, I smack one right center gap, and roll around first, roll around second, and slide right into third, and just get up. And that thought in the back of my mind that I was asking myself since I graduated high school, am I good enough to play college baseball? When I stood up and I screamed and I yelled towards our dugout, that thought just left my mind, because I knew after that hit, I knew no matter what pitching I was going to see, no matter what stuff I was going to see, I knew I was good enough to do it. And I eventually come in, score a run, get back into the dugout, and some players are just shocked because some players have never seen me play. They knew that I went to a small school. They didn't know what to expect, and that feeling, I'll never forget that feeling. It was a great feeling. And next day, I get another single, and then at the end of that game, I had one of the pitchers come up to me, who was our ace, Casey Thomas. He came up to me. He's from Florida, still playing NAIA ball. He told me, he was like, dude, if you can hit, you're gonna play. And so I hit the rest of that year, finished the season batting .326, and my freshman year was great. But my other moment was later in the freshman year. I had kind of hit a slump, hit a bump in the road throughout the season. I was like 0 for 4. We had a doubleheader. I was 0 for 4 against an average team, and I was pissed off in the dugout, shoulders down, head down. And my assistant coach, Coach Keith, came up to me, and I can't really swear. I can't really say exactly what he told me, but he's just like, pretty much, get your shit together. You can hit the ball. And he's like, you're going to go up there and you're going to hit a home run. And I went up there, first AB, still kind of head down, still kind of just feeling not great, like I was going to do anything special. But I went up there and I hit a home run left field. And after that, I roll up to first base running around, and Coach Keith says, "I told you so." And after that, that's another moment that'll always stick with me. Just like, if someone's telling you you can do something and someone else believes in you, why can't you believe in yourself? And that's something that'll always stick with me. And those two moments are the highlight of my baseball career at Highland and in college in general. And those memories are ingrained with me and will help me succeed in life as well, I think.
All right, so now kind of – oh, yeah, go ahead. You're good.
Back on what I was saying about like the walk-offs, one of them actually was against a Division I school called South Suburban College. They were a really good team, and we came out not knowing what to think, and the pitcher started the game and was completely dealing, and it was a low-scoring game. Didn't really know what to expect. We were down 2-1, and our pitching staff we kept it close and went back into the bottom of the seventh, 2-1, and ended up walking that off. That was a really good game, just because it was such a solid program we were playing, and we played really clean baseball that game.
So kind of going back now, we're looking if a kid up in like a high school kid or a younger guy would come up to you, or you have to go speak to a team, that you guys played on or something like that. What would be your advice to some guys that are kind of on the fence about going to school out of high school, junior college route, playing sports? Just give them like a last push of why the JUCO is so beneficial to you guys, both on and off the field.
Well, for first, I think a lot of kids get caught up in wanting to go like D1 and to these huge schools and all that. Go where you're going to play.
Mm-hmm.
You can say you're going to a D1 or whatever, but if you're sitting the bench, it's not doing you any good. You're not going anywhere. I mean, there's kids that are going professional that are playing NAIA D3. If you're putting up good numbers,
well, it means nothing if you're like if you're not playing and you're at a Division I school. All it means is you get to wear that jersey. You're not
exactly. You get the nice facilities, you get the nice clothes and all that. But if you're not playing, it's not meaning anything. You're not helping yourself out. You're not bettering yourself to become a better athlete. If you want to go keep playing, you're just sitting the bench. You're not getting any better. I mean, to me, you just got to go to wherever you're going to play and wherever you're going to make an impact. But like to kids in high school, just do what you want to do. I mean, if you love a game, keep pursuing it. There's no, I mean, like I said before, you're only young once. Like, take advantage.
What I'd have to say is something to the effect of, well, let's start with this. A wise man once told me is you're never going to make the wrong decision. Take whatever decision you make and make it the right one, right? Be adaptive, like we said earlier, with everything you make. So say a kid's senior in high school right now, even like maybe wants to go to school, maybe doesn't, or maybe is a stud at baseball, maybe doesn't have the grades, is just trying to hold out on an offer from a school they can get accepted from or something. What I'd say, why I would say go play JUCO ball is look at these experiences. We all have different experiences from the same school. You're not going to get that somewhere else. Like, I might be calling a lot of schools out right now, but if you look at those D1 SEC programs, like 90% of those kids are white, and not all those kids are studs. I'm not taking anything away from them, but like maybe a quarter of our team was white this year playing for Highland. And we just say, like we said, we get guys from all walks of life, Venezuela, Mexico, Nicaragua. It's just these experiences are something I'll take with me for literally the rest of my life, along with the experiences I've made and I've had outside of baseball at the JUCO level. Like, you get to have fun, right? Like, people like to say, like, college is hard. JUCO's a little bit easier from what I hear, from what I know. Like, so you're going to put your time in the books no matter what. You're going to school. Obviously, you're going to have to do some homework and take some tests. But I've been able to have a lot of cool experiences and done a lot of cool things, even outside of baseball, that I probably wouldn't get to have going to a 4-year right off the bat. Now I'm going to a 4-year now, and we'll see how much that changes. And like, I'll see what the experience is there. But like, it's just, I had a lot of fun at Highland. That's all I can say is I had a lot of fun in these last 2 years. And I'm going to be an advocate to play JUCO baseball or just go to junior college for the rest of my life. Like that's something I'll never tell anybody not to do.
Facts. And I'm gonna go ahead and spit some facts for you parents that listen. Quit telling your kid they have to go to a 4-year university. It literally comes out to be the exact same. You get a piece of paper that will get you a job. And if you don't get that piece of paper and you go into the trades or you do something else, you're going to find a job. Quit forcing the 4-year degree, the 4-year university onto your kids when they're coming right out of high school. Some kids aren't ready. Some kids still need their home cooked meals from home. I know I did. I wasn't ready to make my own food. I'm still not ready to make my own food. I mean, go ahead.
Let me add on that real quick. I thought I was a good student in high school. I had like a 3.6 GPA. I got to college and I got dropped from 2 classes. I was not ready to go to a 4-year. If I would have went to a 4-year, it would have been money down the drain.
Yep.
And now after that first semester, I started succeeding. I got from that, my cumulative GPA overall was like a 3.2 or something like that. I mean, not great, but that's from getting dropped and failing classes my freshman year fall. Like it takes a little bit of time to be adaptive like that, especially playing a college sport.
And it's all on you. That's a lot of what it is. Everything's on you.
I'm going to ask Jack and Cam this question. Jack, how much money are you in debt with Highland?
Under $5,000.
Under $5,000. Cam, how much are you?
0. I'm all straight away.
All right, so
that's a smart thing to do. It's cheaper school. You get the same degree, like you said. You're getting an associate's degree when you leave. Well, most people. I mean, if you're going to like an Ivy League school, I mean, there might be a slim difference between that. Like if I'm going for a job that the same kid that went to Harvard or something like that, but I mean, more than likely we're not going for the same job. So
yeah, and well, I'm at 0 too. So between the three of us, we have easily under 20 grand in debt. The three of us, compared to a student that I know and a friend I know who goes to a school 4-year university freshman year and he's already 20 to 25 grand in the hole. 3 to 1. That's 3 people that are at least 22 to 23 grand less than what you're going to have to pay back, which I get it. Some people want to go and have that experience. The experience, if that's what you're chasing, the experience, getting away from home and you're ready for it, so be it. Go do it because obviously you want to do it. So all the power to you. But
I mean,
what I was going to say is pretty much when it comes down to, if you don't know what you want to do yet, go the junior college route. It's cheaper. You save money. You still have the same experiences you're going to have at a 4-year. And you got two more years. If you choose to go 2 more years, you can go to a university. Like Jack's going to Iowa, Cam's going to Columbia. I'm at Whitewater. We still have 2 years of experiences left. So, yeah.
I even know, like, there was a kid on our team, one that I know of. We don't really talk about that stuff, but I know a kid that freshman year that is one of my friends that was getting paid to go to college. He was playing 2 sports, and because of all his scholarships added up and all of that from the government, FAFSA, all that, whatever, he was actually getting paid to go take classes. And there was a kid on our team this year that had the same thing. He had a bunch of scholarships that he found along with his scholarship for baseball and stuff like that, that he was making money to get a degree. It's insane to me.
It's circumstantial for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's how much you want it. If you want to look, it's out there.
Right.
Before Gannon wraps this one up, I want to ask Cam and Jack just one last question. What is your guys' advice to a high school athlete right now who in the back of his mind is thinking that he wants to play college baseball, college football, college basketball, whatever sport it is? What's your advice to that kid?
Do it. 100% do it. Until you
work
can't
your
anymore.
rear end off.
Yeah, 100%. Some people don't even peak out of high school. Like, I graduated at 125 pounds. Like, I'm still not that big, but I've gained weight. And with weight comes velo. With working out comes velo. And that, I mean, to me, Jack was a pitcher also. He unfortunately stopped pitching. He was a great pitcher, but I just started pitching when I got into college. Would have never expected it, and I'm just having fun with it. I still don't believe I've peaked my performance. Like, I think I could have a lot more room to grow. And wherever that takes me, it takes me. But I mean, just do it. You never know what could happen.
For sure. Go ahead.
All I have to say is don't put too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
Go somewhere where you know you're going to play and you know you're going to have a good time. Go chase that degree and go chase the fun, man. You're young. Go do it.
Yeah, and lastly, don't ever believe that you're going to peak because your potential is your limit. Your limit is as far as you can go. So you keep pushing, and mark your own limits. Don't let anyone mark them for you.
For sure. I mean, I know the biggest thing with all four of us is similar. It's the memories and the friendships that are going to outlast all the statistical stuff on the field. I mean, that's the biggest thing. You're going to have friends for the rest of your life. But thank you guys for coming on and doing this with us. This was cool. We're getting a little bit more different sports involved on this podcast, so that's always a plus. And then keep viewing, subscribing, and liking our YouTube channel. Check out the videos. We're dropping once a week now up until probably mid to late August. And then stay tuned on the merch. I know Bryce been posting some pictures, and we're going to have some more stuff for you guys come here soon. So stay tuned for that, and always keep liking our stuff.